My name is Jeff Van Wagen, and I'm the CEO of Riverside County here at the annual Capio Conference. And you're watching Report on Conditions!
This week, we'll take a quick look at some vegetation fires that occurred throughout the county. We also swing by San Diego, where your very own Public Affairs and Community Education Bureau was given the opportunity to teach about how we create our bi-weekly Report on Conditions.
Perris, Engine 1 with Report on Conditions.
Hi everyone, I'm Tawny Castro, and thanks for joining us on today's episode of Report on Conditions. Let's stop in Corona, where our Office of the Fire Marshal personnel participated in the Relay for Life event to help raise funds for cancer research.
Today at the park, we have the Relay for Life for cancer. The goal is to get donations and funds for the cancer survivors and those who have lost their lives through cancer. So the way the Relay for Life works is we have the field out there, and somebody from your team is to be walking on the field at all times. You walk for an hour, and if we don't have anybody, then the co-captain or the captain will jump in to walk, because we have to have someone there at all times for 24 hours. We do have our spirit sticks that we made, and that is what you hold at all times that you are walking. Riverside County Fire Department, Office of the Fire Marshal got involved by collecting funds for those who have passed or survived from cancer. We did a lot of fundraisers, selling food, getting sponsorships from different departments, from fire sprinkler companies, from anybody who has worked with fire themselves. We got a pretty decent sized team where we were able to collect a great amount of donations. We almost reached our goal. We have the Luminar bags that we sold, and those funds went to donations, and they decorated them in honors of a loved one that had cancer, survived from cancer, or passed through cancer. And those go out on the field at night, and then they will be lit up. As you're walking, you will see all different bags. I just want to give a little bit of why I did this. My mom passed away in 2009 from breast cancer. My sister is a survivor from thyroid cancer.
Let's take a look at some stats from the last 2 weeks. From May 4th through May 17th, 2026, your firefighters responded to a total of 8,255 calls for service, of which 6,396 were medical emergencies and 231 were fire-related calls. Let's check out what some of those incidents look like. On Saturday, May 9th, at around 3 p.m., firefighters responded to multiple reports of a vegetation fire near the intersection of Orange Avenue and Perris Boulevard in Perris. The first arriving unit reported approximately 1 acre burning at a moderate rate of spread in light, flashy fuels. Additional engines were requested, and Riverside County Sheriff's deputies closed Orange Avenue so firefighters could work safely to mitigate a structure threat. Your firefighters stopped the forward spread of the fire after about an hour, and the fire was contained to 29 acres. There was no damage to structures and no injuries to civilians or firefighters. Also on Saturday, May 9th, at around 4:30 p.m., fire engines responded to a vegetation fire reported at the 17,900 block of Collier Avenue in the city of Lake Elsinore. The first arriving chief officer reported approximately 1 acre of vegetation burning at a moderate rate of spread with commercial structures threatened. An additional 5 engines and a battalion chief were requested. Firefighters stopped the forward spread of the fire after about 90 minutes and were committed for a few hours performing mop-up. The fire burned a total of 3.6 acres and no structures were damaged. In the early morning hours of Sunday, May 10th, fire personnel were dispatched to several reports of an outside fire in the 23,500 block of Ellis Avenue in the unincorporated area of Perris. The first arriving engine reported a large junkyard with multiple containers and vehicles actively burning. Additional engines and the county excavator were requested to assist with suppression efforts. Crews were successful in containing the fire within the property boundary and were committed for multiple hours, including a day assignment of a battalion chief and several engines, due to heavy mop-up and overhaul operations to ensure full extinguishment. The fire was fully contained at 11:40 a.m. No injuries to civilians or firefighters were reported. On Monday, May 11th, firefighters responded to a report of a fire at the 39,800 block of San Ignacio Road in the community of Awanga. The first engine in the area confirmed an active fire and requested a vegetation fire response, including aircraft. The engine reported between 5 and 10 acres burning at a moderate rate of spread with a structure threat. Rapid work from fire personnel on the ground and in the air stopped the forward rate of spread after about 45 minutes. 2 vehicles and 2 outbuildings were damaged, and the vegetation was held to 4.5 acres. There were no injuries reported to civilians or firefighters.
This year, CAL FIRE Riverside County Fire Department's Public Affairs and Community Education Bureau had the opportunity of presenting at the Capio Conference in San Diego. Speaking to a packed classroom of communication professionals, our team shared insight into the creation and continued success of our bi-weekly public safety series, Report on Conditions.
I'm joined today by Maggie Klein de la Rosa, Alex Izaguirre, Jasmine Wood, and Rob Rosine.
The presentation offered practical guidance, lessons learned, and actionable takeaways for agencies looking to develop impactful video messaging of their own. The opportunity was especially meaningful as Report on Conditions was recognized the year prior with Capio's Epic Award for Best In-House PSA Series in Video Production. From concept to execution, the session highlighted the power of consistent community-focused storytelling and the importance of meeting the public with timely information they can use.
Hi everyone, I'm Josh Mott with CAL FIRE, and today we've got some tips for staying safe in and around the water this summer. Remember to be swiftwater safe. With the extra rain and snow melt, rivers, creeks, streams and waterfalls can be very fast moving and very cold. Remember to never swim alone. If you are looking to recreate in the water, we recommend going to a swimming pool, a lake with lifeguards, or booking a river trip with an experienced professional river guide. Children should be constantly supervised around any body of water. Children, inexperienced swimmers and all boaters should wear a US Coast Guard approved life jacket.
That's all for this week's Report on Conditions. Follow your firefighters in action on our social media at CAL FIRE RRU and stay up to date on incidents happening countywide. If you caught any great footage of our firefighters at work or out in the community, send them to us at rrupio@fire.ca.gov. On behalf of your Public Affairs and Community Education Bureau, I'm Tani Castro. Thanks for watching.